Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Happy Friday night. And I know it'll take a second for me to be really live, so we'll give it a second. And hello, girl time. It's Friday. Woo woo. Yeah, totally true, Tara. And hi, Yessie and Kat and Amanda and Mega and Kari. And I know Natalie's here. And who else did I see? Charlene, hello. And we were talking, Julie. Hi, Julie and Veronica. How are you? Hello, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, hello, Irene. How are you? Natalie is on the mend. Very happy that she's feeling better. Hi, Jennifer and Sarah. How you guys doing? Hello, Patty. How are you? It's been a week. Oh my goodness. Hello, Zori. Hola in Puerto Rico. I was chatting with my friend Neil Marie in Puerto Rico, and I said, as soon as it's safe for me to travel, and I got my booster shot last Friday, and we'll talk about that in a minute. One of the first places on my list will be Puerto Rico. One, I need it for the sun and surf for my soul. And then I need my Puerto Rican friends to lift my spirits as well. But I don't know. How's everybody doing? What kind of week are you having? Am I alone in this current world of like, oh my goodness? It's been a week. I just have to say I'm ready for January to be done because I feel like it's the hardest month of the year. Is anybody with me? Do you feel like January is the hardest month of the year? So I see you out there. If you are kind of trudging and suffering in this month, I hear you. Oh my goodness. It's what I feel like. And rub that in. Patty just got back from Maui. My sister-in-law just got back from Maui as well. And that's the next place on my list is Maui. I'm going to Puerto Rico, and then I might get on a plane and fly right to Maui. I don't know. I just canceled my Mexico trip that I was supposed to leave in February, and your heart's broken. I totally get it, right? I hate the snow. And we had a huge snowstorm here, like a ton of snow. I would say where we are, at least 2 feet of snow fell overnight. It's crazy out there. And then it's minus 11 degrees Celsius and just yucky. And I don't really leave the house because we're still on lockdown. And I got my booster last week and I was okay on Friday when I got it. And then Saturday, a killer headache. And I took Christmas down and I pushed through it. I'm like, I got to push through this and get it down. And then I was in bed, right? The snow. Yes, Valerie, she is new to this area. So she doesn't probably get lake effect snow like we do here. Like we are totally in like a snow belt area. So it'll be like la, 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 green. I could see the grass. And then we woke up and literally had to dig it out. I went to mail packages and I went through snow that was up high on my thigh. Let's just say that. And I had to get back in the car in my track pants and covered in snow. I was soaking wet by the time I got home. Never mind all those exotic places. Traveled to PEI in the summer to experience heaven. I've been there. So in the summer, and it is true facts. I love PEI in Nova Scotia. But right now I want to leave like next week to somewhere warm and with really nice cocktails and not have to do dishes or any of the rest. So let me see some of your contacts. And that's the kind of night that it's going to be. So just be prepared for it. I'm here, but I probably shouldn't be here. It's been one of those days, right? So just go with it because Vicky's going to be walking and talking while I walk on my tongue tonight. Seriously. So can't craft, but need the company. Well, we're here for you, Michelle, because I feel like that. I'm going to craft because it's kind of otherwise, why would you guys all show up? But definitely do whatever you need to tonight to fill your cup. For me, I'm going to make some stuff because I really feel a cleansing of the mind, body, and spirit tonight is coming on. So can I get an amen? That's what kind of night it's going to be, right? So hello, Christine. Hello, guys. So I'm going to go to the bottom. If you have a comment that I needed to see, you like my earrings, I have ice cream cones, and I have this awesome sweater on. I love it. So I'm putting it on because I'm trying to channel feeling happy with my sweater. My sweater is going to make me feel happy. So I'm going to go right to the bottom and we'll go up from there because, oh my goodness, you're like me. You guys can talk. So I bet a lot of you out there are probably not feeling well. I think that COVID is spreading this Omicron. I feel like, what are those robot cars? Transformers. That's what this Omicron makes me think of, like Transformer, right? More than meets the eye. So I hope you guys are feeling okay. Did anybody celebrate a birthday this week? Anniversary? Any special uplifting yay occasions? I want to celebrate with you. If you had a rough week, sending just as much love out there, but it's just kind of what has happened. The one plus that's happened here is I finished the layouts for the Fernwood class and I made 10. Yes, 10 layouts. So I don't know what I promised, like 6 or 8 maybe. 10. We are not going to do 10 if this is your first time doing the class with me. Don't freak out. Like Tim says, don't freak your freak. Don't freak out. You will see I run a very well-oiled machine when we do the classes. There's no stress. It's not allowed. I just won't even let you be stressed because it's supposed to be fun. But yes, totally 10 layouts. So we're going to do the 8, which are 4 double pages in the class. And the other 2, I'm going to give you a bonus class that I will do on the Facebook group, or we'll do it on YouTube because I think some of it's easier for you guys to watch and whatever. We'll figure it out. But seriously, so good. And congratulations, Irene, for getting published in Creative Scrapbooker. Woo woo! That's awesome. Dropped my iPhone in the dishwasher, but luckily it survived and is working good as new. That's good news, right? Hi, Carissa. How are you? So happy I'm here tonight. I need some craft time. Me too. And I even prepped for tonight so that I could kind of wrap my head what we're going to do. So I'm going to cut 2 pages of foundations paper at 6 by 8. That's going to be my version of the, oh my goodness, mini book, art journal. So I cut this size, but you can do this on the layout. You can do it on cards, whatever you want to do. But this is kind of my plan for tonight. So we'll do that. But yes, let's want to peek. So this was the last page I created for the Fernwood class. And this was literally just out of what was left. So look at, that's one of the pages. That's one of the bonus pages. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have so much fun. So if you guys are signed up for that, or in Australia or New Zealand or Germany, and you need the access only, that'll be coming, but I want to finish the instructions. I do have about 15 kits left. If you're still on the fence about it, you need to get the order in if you want to play along, because I feel like it has to go out by Monday or you aren't going to get it in time. That's going to be my cutoff date for guaranteed delivery, that you'll get it in time. Otherwise, you just are taking your chance, but that's okay too, because you might not, maybe one, you're like, oh, I'm just waiting for my paycheck and I'm going to get it after the class is done. It's all recorded, so you'll be fine, but it'll be good. It's all going to be good. But yes, I finished that. That stuff will be coming. So it's an album and the 10 pages, plus we're still going to make some cards as a bonus class in that as well. So you get all of the everything. It's going to be good. So I did that this week. Can I share something? Come closer. So I'm super excited because I am currently, like, if it's not enough stuff going on, working on my collection, the late collection in the year. And this is what's going to happen when you see it. You guys, or this. I am so excited. It is turning out awesome. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. So I can't wait. We were working on that today, doing the 6 by 12 stickers, the washi tape, the puffy stickers, the specialty paper, like a whole bunch of stuff was going down. And I kept going, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. I love it. So it's going to be very good. So that's the other thing I've been doing. And now we're going to make some art. I don't know. Any questions before I flip the camera? Because like I said, my brain's all over. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. I love Fernwood too, Wendy. And it's going to be, you're going to very much enjoy those classes now that it's all done. And we sit down to create on February 5th and 6th. You're going to be very happy with what you end up with. It's going to be really good. And then we have, I haven't even really shared Sweet Rush yet. So there's going to be so much fun with that. And I'm going to, I think, get the pre-order posted for that next week. I'm going to start with that next week, and I'm going to stock my store as well, because I have gold glaze to add, a whole bunch of the mixed media stuff. I have some stencils. There's a bunch of stuff out there. I'm going to do some of those grab boxes. So I'm working on that. I'm going to say next week, but no guarantee it's next week or the week after. That's going to happen. And I don't know where it's going with that. I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So let's flip the camera and just do the things. And were there any questions? Do you have a final list of inks that you used? You know, the ink that I shared, I'll have that because I'm writing instructions this weekend. So I will share at least this weekend on the private group. I will share the inks and the tools that are needed, because I used for sure, what is that one called? Evergreen Bough. I use Evergreen Bough, mustard seed, and mustard seed regular distress, mustard seed oxide. I used peeled paint. I think those are the three colors that I pretty much, is that 3 or 4? Evergreen Bough, regular distress. I used peeled paint. I used mustard seed, regular, and oxide. And that's all I can think of for now. For sure, too, it's not a bad idea. Ripe persimmon goes really well with this collection if you have that one. Any of the colors that I've been using, like colors that match this collection really well, are like chip sapphire, ripe persimmon, mustard seed, evergreen bough, tattered rose. So those are colors that match it. Okay. So that gives you an idea, right? 49th and Market teal set. Any class ideas for that set? It won't be a class idea. I'm just going to use it in a Friday Night Live, because it wasn't sold as a class. It was just sold as, I love this stuff, but I still have mine. And when I update my store, I have about 20 more of those. I ordered extra. I just haven't had it. I had to get Fernwood out of the house before I could think of the other stuff. Peeled paint. All of the distress inks are regular distress that I used, because I like the translucency of regular. The only oxide I used was mustard seed. But like I said, use whatever you have, right? Use whatever you have. Laura found a shirt that is perfect for me. I love it. So yes, that's all we're going to talk about. I think now for Fernwood, as we're going, I can still answer questions, but I'm going to flip the camera. Let's do some art. Oh, question. Vicky, I won your favorite Michael Jackson song on New Year's Eve, but never heard anything from you. Don't want to be greedy, but would love to participate. Did you ever message me? Because there's a whole thing. Email me at vickybootenkits@gmail.com and I will take care of that. But I don't remember getting an email, but there again, one Vicky doing 10 million jobs. So you know, I'll always take care of you. So just send me an email at vickybootenkits@gmail.com and I'll take care of that. Make sure you give me your mailing address and all the info that I will need. Okay, we're good, because that can go out with Monday's kits. Question, do you have any ideas for National Scrapbook Day yet? No, I don't even have any ideas for tomorrow. Yeah, so not even close to that. I don't even know what day is National Scrapbook Day. I don't remember my kids' names half the time lately. Like, seriously, it's a lot for one person. Rub-ons becoming popular again. Yes, I love them. I'm going to be putting an order in for the new 49th and Market. I have a whole bunch of new stencils I'm going to be ordering. And I'm also going to be working on next, as soon as the instructions are done for Fernwood, the next gel plate part 2, leveling up the gel plate class. So, well, and Patty, it's all you're going to get is honesty here. I won't lie. I forget stuff all the time, and I am not offended when you remind me, because I never want anyone to feel like I forgot about them. There are so many cards and gifts and things that I owe people emails on. I haven't forgot. I put everything in a stack, and I'm going to make thank you cards and one day sit down and just mail those out. because I don't want you to think I'm ungrateful. That's never the case. The case is literally I'm running not even on steam anymore some days, right? It's a lot. Does your brain keep up with it all? It doesn't. And that's why I forgot to even reach out or do any of the things for that gift that I gave away, because it's how I do. Question. How did you get to be so amazing? Serenity. You're awesome. Okay, let's flip the camera, because I'm sure some people will go away because you're like, does she ever stop talking? No, I don't. So let me flip the camera. There we go. See, everything's set up. I did the work. I'm prepped for tonight. This is just kind of an idea of where we're going to be going. And then we're going to do some more. Okay, we're going to do some more. So I have to move things because I like to put my laptop, although I think I'm going to leave it up tonight because I think I'll be able to see questions. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. So this is what we made last week. If you weren't here, I have to say, you probably didn't see it finished. This is the card from last week using white embossing powder and doing the stamp masking. And then we cut out some shapes and layered them. And I love how this turned out. I love that I am now totally digging card making. It's awesome, right? I don't want anybody to think though, Diane, like I've got some really awesome stuff. Like I don't know if they're around. Somebody sent me ornaments that they cut. They're starting their own business and they cut ornaments using my cut files, and they are freaking amazing. I'm trying to find them because I'm not lying. I have a whole stack of stuff I need to respond to, and I haven't emailed or said anything, and they're awesome. And I definitely want to get in touch with them. If you're out there, I will be you're on my list. But oh my goodness, so many things that I have to sit down and do. I made my cup of tea. My mug tonight says stay sassy. And that's my plan for the evening. Little drink of my tea. And we're ready to go. So what do you need for tonight? So the idea is now we're going to be elevating our stamp masking and negative space watercolor. And I'm going to do it in a 2-page spread for a mini album, art journal. This could be traveler's notebook. Oh my goodness. And Valerie, so we're doing the Gina Livy program, and it's a lot of meals in the day. Well, stressful stuff happened here today. Like we had some family stuff going on, and I didn't eat all day long. I had my fruit snack. So tonight I had like 6 chicken wings and a slice of pizza, and I don't even care tonight. So I need to up my water and do whatever. But here's the win, the non-scale victory, is that I was eating the slice of pizza and went, yep, I don't really want any more of this. It does not make me feel good. But yeah, like totally right. Yes, Michelle, Friday night with Vicky, and then Lael on Saturday. I love it. And then Tim's going to be on tomorrow doing something with Alcohol Inc. too. So there's lots going on this weekend that you can check out creatively. Okay. Do I need to swim across a river and feed you? No, it just was one of those days, right? You know what it's like. Sometimes we can put ourselves first and sometimes we really can't. And today was one of those days, but it's all good. Like I said, non-scale victory is that normally I would have went back for a second slice of pizza. And this time I went, yeah, not enjoying this at all. I nourished my body with a little bit of food and then went, I will just have some tea and water for the rest of the night because I just don't want it. So right? Drinking my water. Get it in, Marianne. It's so important. So for tonight, I am going to use the same stamp set that I've been using all month. Do we have another Friday this month, or is this the last Friday of the month? Tell me what the calendar looks like, because we could run into a problem if we have one more, because I have to figure out what to do with it. Or does it matter if can we do something where it's like every 4 weeks instead of every month? Maybe that's easier. Do you think? Every 4 weeks instead of like every month? Because I feel like it's time to move on to a new technique. So this is a stamp set I'm using. Still this one from Fernwood, which is inspiring, right? There is one more Friday. So I think we're going to do every 4 weeks. And we need to talk about what our next study is going to be. because this, I think, will be the last one that we're going to do the stamp masking. And now I would really love, I love that I'm in charge. Yeah, for once in my life, right? I'm the boss of this. Let's think about what you would like your next study to be. Do you want, like, I have to wrap my head around that because I want to talk about it this week, what we're going to do, like what you would like me to do 4 different lessons on, because that's what our next thing is, right? This is only class 3, but I feel like we need to move on, Nat, right? I feel like I would like to, the Boca, we could totally do that because I could do, Karen, I love that idea. So Karen said it and we're going to do it. And I'm going to show you like a whole bunch of different options for a Boca background technique. So Boca is all those kind of like little dots in the background. So I am going to look at Boca background. It's going to, we could probably do it with some art crayons because we can just use some gesso. So there you go, Julie, art crayons and Boca. So, and maybe we'll even mix some distress ink in there too. Okay. So it will be good. Boca is our next technique. So I will start wrapping my head around all the things we're going to do with it. And it'll be the same idea. It might be every 3 weeks we do this or every 4, but it's going to be the same idea. It will be a layout, a card, and then some type of altered mini album, traveler's notebook, whatever you want to do. Okay. I know, Natalie, I need to do lots of things, but there again, man, the momentum just picks up and I'm doing 12 million things. But I think wrapping my head around a technique, I can totally plan out for the whole month. And then I'll give you an idea of what you will need. Okay. So yay, that's done. One thing done. Can check something off the list. So for tonight, I'm using all regular distress. I'm going to use ripe persimmon. And I think I'm going to use some tattered rose. Okay. This is going to be what we're going to do. Step 1 is going to be this. You need a paintbrush, and then you need a darker color that you can paint around. And I'm going to use chipped sapphire, and I might put a little bit of aged patina in there just for color. So right now, the colors I'm going to use for tonight are going to be selvage patina, chipped sapphire, tattered rose, ripe persimmon, and a little bit of mustard seed just for the centers of my flowers. I'm opting for one flower shape. I'm going to use one flower shape. So that means you're going to need multiple masks for this. So you need at least 4. I think I have 5 or 6 here because one step when we get at the end, we are going to go in and mask everything and put another layer of ink and stamp and do some things. So I don't have distress. You just need something that, sure, watercolor markers will work. Just anything water soluble, that'll work, right? So that's awesome. Sorry, I looked at comments and lost my train of thought. So you need one flower stamp image or whatever, stars, hearts, whatever you want to do. So you need that. You need a permanent black ink that will stay steadfast and true when we watercolor on top of it. I have an ink blending tool because I am going to add some ink later. And then I grabbed, because I just felt like it's like my tickle chest tonight, is grab some layering things that I might want to use. I grabbed my whole stack of Vicky Bouton stencils, the exclusive ones, because I'm like, I know a lot of you guys bought those. They're still up on my site. We need to use them. So I grabbed that. And then I just grabbed a script stamp. This is Hero Arts one that I have linked in the description. I have some letter stamps and numbers. And then some butterflies and background Tim Holtz stamps, okay? Just something. You can have these now or whatever, right? But just kind of that idea. And then we're ready to go. Foundations paper. And like I said, the size I'm using is going to be 6 by 8 because I think I'm going to do these as individual pages. And then at the end, I can make a big album out of it. Or maybe even in 6 months, like I will collect whatever I make. And then halfway through the year, start making an album for that. Can we use Oxides? You can, Ange, but here is why Vicky, and I like to refer to myself in third person, Why I opt for regular distress is because it's translucent. So when we go to do the watercolor effect with Oxide, you won't be able to see the layers through it. But what I'm going to say is go for it, Ange. I challenge you to try it and let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. So yes, use whatever you have and let's see what results you get comparatively to mine. So let's do the things. How do I find what would be needed for the next study? You won't find it yet because I haven't done that, but I will post it on the Vicky Booten Creative Community Group on Facebook. So if you are a member there, Debbie, I will post it and pin it to the top of the board this week, early this week, so you can gather up your stuff. Okay, so let's cut out what we need. And like I said, I'm doing 6 by 8. You do whatever makes you happy. So I am going to cut 8 inches out of foundations paper. If you want to make this traveler's notebook size, you can. If you want to do this on a card base or a layout, you can. I recommend it's not even a bad idea just to practice the techniques on a smaller sheet, and then you can always apply it later to a bigger pattern. Okay, I don't need my paper trimmer anymore. And let's get right into business, right into the business tonight. So what I'm going to do is, you could do this 2 ways. I'm going to do this a little different tonight. So I'm going to stamp my pattern and then I'm going to add the ink. So I'm going to start with, what is that? Not sure if the bold happened technologically challenged. Okay, we'll figure it out when we get there, right? But anytime, and just to let you know, anytime you win a prize or anything, I won't contact you privately. If you see your name mentioned or you win, always reach out to me on my email, right? Because it's just easier if you follow up with all of your information so that I can mail it or send it if it's a gift certificate or whatever on my site. It's just easiest to do that. Hi, Robin. How are you? You're sick at home in isolation, so wanted to say hi. Feel better, my friend. That is no fun at all. No fun at all. So I think for tonight, for time's sake, I'm going to do 1/2. And then I'm going to duplicate it on my second page and I'll share that on my board. Okay. You're not pushy at all. It's not pushy at all. I'm just saying you have to reach out to me because I will do things and forget within the next 5 minutes. It just is, it's who I am. But I will always follow through if you remind me. So what I'm going to do is I have my stamp and my stencil and I'm going to start creating my pattern. You want to make sure you leave open space around. So don't get too crazy with these, right? Don't get crazy. So I'm going to ink up my stamp and I'm going to start with my first stamped image. And then we will mask it and stamp around it. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to put it right about here on the page, right? Oops. I have a dirty hand. That happened. So now I'm going to take one of the patterns that I cut out, and this is just photocopy paper. You can use masking, whatever you have. If you have the Gina K masking or the, I think Inkadoo or somebody has one, you can do that too. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use paper and repositionable adhesive. And now I will mask what I stamped, and then I can stamp around that. Hello, Narelle. How are you from Australia? We have lots of your friends here. We have a big following in Australia and New Zealand. I love that. So see, now we're masked, so I can stamp this and it can look like it is behind that first image, right? So now as I build my pattern, it can look like it's behind that first image. My paper is 6 by 8. That's what I'm opting to use, Dina. But some people will be doing this in an already made art journal. I know one of our friends posted that she had some mixed media pads and turned it into her journal. You can do this on whatever you have. The one thing you want to keep in mind is we're going to be doing a lot of watercolor painting on here. So you want to make sure whatever paper you're using isn't too porous and that it will hold the pigment. So you can use watercolor paper if you want to. I'm using Foundations, which is my paper through American Crafts. It's just really heavy. Is watercolor paper a good option? Yes, it is textured. So you just got to embrace the imperfections when you stamp on it. But yes, it can work too. I would tack it down with some masking tape or painter's tape or some washi. Okay. But this is the best paper. I 100% agree with you, Brienne. I love the Foundations paper. So I'm going to stamp another one down here, over here, to mask my little dirty finger mark. I'm going to stamp another one up here and then maybe something over here. So this is masked. So I'm good here. And then when I go to do the one at the top, I will mask there as well. So again, the ink I'm using is Gina K Amalgam ink, but Ranger Archival will work. Any ink that is permanent when it's wet. So you want to stamp something and test it with just a clean water brush or paintbrush and just make sure your ink doesn't run. Okay. So I ink this up. I'm turning my stamp too, so it's not, everything isn't going in the same direction. And I'm going to stamp this one a little bit off the page because I think that break will be nice when we are coloring. And let's mask this baby. And the reason I changed this up, I'm flipping the script a little bit and putting my pattern down. It's when I go to start adding some kissed ink to the background, I can keep it really around where the flowers are, if that makes sense. But you'll see why in a minute. Okay. So again, inking up my stamp, and I am going to put it, turn it again, and maybe right here. Sounds good. Okay. So now see what we have so far. Is a little pattern kind of flowing down the page. Oh, I just can't wait till we can travel again. I have to reach out. I don't know if she's here. To Michelle has sent me a couple emails. I'm not ignoring you for real, Michelle. In New Zealand, let's plan that. So we're planning hopefully for maybe Vicky Booten Australia, New Zealand tour in 2003. And then I also have to talk to her about kits and stuff. So crazy. And Natalie, I know, Natalie, an email as well. So I didn't do leaves on mine. Do you want leaves this time around? And I'll tell you why. I'm going to put a couple leaves. I'm going to do a couple leaves. Let's just switch it up a little bit. But I'll try not to put a ton of pigment and we can paint them after the fact. So let's kind of mask and then we can decide where we want a little bit of leaf action going. So is this pretty clear? Any questions at this point, friends? I'm going to look at the camera in 1 second to see if anybody has said anything. And then there. So just make sure you have enough masks for whatever you've stamped that you cut out masks. Okay. And masking, I find if you have coordinating dies, they leave a little bit of a halo around. You may want to stamp and cut by hand. You used to live in New Zealand and miss it? Yes, I love New Zealand. Did I say 2003? Probably, Miriam. I told you I'm here tonight, but really probably should have said no Friday Night Live tonight because my brain is very tired. So just kind of go with it. I meant 2023. I'm not going back in time in my DeLorean. I'm not going back in time in my DeLorean. Okay, so let's throw a couple leaves on here. So let's plan this. So I think a leaf would look really nice there. And and let me quickly cut out a leaf mask. So if I want to layer 2 leaves, I can do it. Do you like that, traveling back in time in my DeLorean? Yes, I'm going to visit Miriam one day in Hilton Head. I love South Carolina. So I would love to do that. Okay, let's cut one little leaf mask out. Put your cover on your ink so you don't put your arm in it. I don't want to ruin my new sweater. I took the tag off today because I went, oh my goodness, I never leave the house. I need to put something that makes me feel good on. Hi from Brisbane, Australia. Is it Brisbane? Is that how I should say that, Brisbane? When you go to New Zealand, you need to come here too. I'm coming there too, Leith. I am making a plan to go to a couple different places in zoom in a bit. I'll try, but you see what ends up happening then is you're only going to see a little surface area. So I can, sorry, you're going to see my nose and everything, but I can zoom in, but just be prepared. What happens when I'm closer is I have a smaller work surface and there's more shadow from my tripod, but we'll do it. You'll take the DeLorean to 2003 and have no regrets. I love it. Yeah, I'm totally hopping in my, who wants to join me? I can be the Michael J. Fox. Who's going to be the Doc? I love it. Okay, so I am just cutting this out. Right, doesn't have to be perfect, but now I have a mask for the leaves. Yeah, I just ordered a couple things because we still have to do our walkthrough of Sweet Rush. So I found a sweater today that has all little tiny candy colored pom-poms on it. So I ordered that for when we do the walkthrough of Sweet Rush. I can put my candy sweater on, my candy pom-pom sweater. Okay, so where did we decide? I think one here. I like it already. I'm going to do 2 right there and 1 over there. Maybe 1 here. We'll decide. The stamp set is called Inspiring, I believe, and it is from my Fernwood collection with American Crafts. If you don't have this stamp set, you can use anything that is a flower and leaves. Right? Just like a nice kind of bolder flower pattern will work well. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to mask my leaf so I can stamp a second leaf overlapped. But it is masked like this. Okay. Oh, I think, is that Rich? Oh, it's, why are you still here, Rye? Okay, have fun. You were losing your mind. Well, we can't have that. He lost his stuff. That is the big boy child. So here we go, friends. I'm just going to go with what we have is what we have. I like it. Do you like it? I might do 1 more leaf down here. Okay. So let's do 1 more. Yep, this set is in your Fernwood, right? Oops, I better mask that flower. I could have ruined everything. That's what happens when I get distracted by my kidlets. And they were coming down in my space, right? I'm like, who's down here? What are you doing down here? I didn't see you come down. Okay, that works for me. Let's go. Let's go now, okay? So keep your masks handy. You will need them. Oh, guess what I'm going to need though? Before we get started, I will have to stamp and cut out 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 4 more leaves. So let's do that before I put my ink away. So they will be dry and ready to go because remember at the end, I need to mask it all. because I want to add an extra layer of ink at the end. Okay, so I'm going to have my heat gun out now, and I'm going to have my distress ink, and we're going to do some loose watercolor, and then we are going to paint around the shapes as well. Okay. Hi, Tina. How are you? What are we doing? We are doing stamp masking. So I just stamped and masked my pattern. And now we're going to do some very loose, drippy watercolor. And then we're going to paint around it with a darker color. We're going to layer some stamps on here, and we're going to make an art journal page. But you could most certainly turn this into card or layout or whatever you need to do. Yes, Kari is going on the cruise with me in July, I think it is, right, Kari? And I know 2 other people signed up this weekend. Janice and Karen are coming as well, and I can't wait for that. Okay, so I have a sheet of plastic that I'm going to use as a delivery system. I have some paper towels. I'm going to move. Where did I put my water? Oh, got to get up. I filled it, but left it on the counter. Gotta get up. Listen to me. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet. And then let's make sure Vicky doesn't actually put her paintbrush in her teacup. Yay! Hello, Danelle. How are you? Very excited you're catching alive. Hello, Sue McMoody. McCready Moody McMoody. Do you like? I just gave you a new name. How are you, TA? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Okay, things that I work through. So I will give you my tips. Is I did a couple of these as I was practicing and playing. And the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is stick to 1 or 2 colors for this part. 1 or 2 colors. Don't get all crazy. 1 or 2 colors. It just makes the effect really pop. Sometimes you don't need more than that, right? Move the tea somewhere else. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to challenge myself not to put my paintbrush in my teacup. I think if my water's right in front of me, I should be okay, right? Don't drink the paint water. I'll try not to. It doesn't have a handle, so I think I'll be safe. So I'm going to put down some tattered rose first, and I'm going to stamp it on the sheet of plastic. I'm going to add some water, and we're going to do a very loose dripping kissing technique here, okay? So don't make it too wet. It's hard to control the water, but it needs to be wet enough that your pigment is rolling around, okay? I'm going to keep my loaded paintbrush right there. I'm going to drip some of this in here. And then I'm also loosely going to just kind of kiss some water down. You still do want white, clean areas as well. And then I am going to dry this with my heat gun. So that's a little bit of tattered rose. Move it around, get it in there, and then dry it. Because we don't have to go in exactly with a paintbrush. We're just kind of dropping some, oops. It's good if you plug your heat gun in. Don't try to turn it on when it's not plugged in. Should you be singing a tribute to Meatloaf tonight? I should, right? Who did not love Meatloaf and Paradise by a Dashboard Life, right? You got to do what you can and let love and let you do the rest. I'm just making the words up. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. Because she was barely 17 and we were barely dressed. You guys all had to have loved that song, did you not? What else? What other songs? That's all I can think of right now is Paradise. And wasn't there Bad Out of Hell? I remember the album cover. But yeah, that was my Meatloaf song, right? Gonna go all the way tonight. Gonna go all the way tonight. All right. So you don't have to bake it like a cookie. You just don't want it super wet. So when we put the next color down, that is nice and where it's going to be, right? Yeah, it's so sad. Like, it just makes me feel old every time all these people, Betty White, Meatloaf, it's a lot, man. A lot going down. And I think those people that we love, we don't think they age, right? It's crazy. Tattered Rose is one color I don't have. Is it red pink? Not really. It's an orangey pink. Tattered Rose is that kind of dark horse surprise. You'll love the color. It's soft and beautiful. Oh, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I love that one. I got to remember. Love another way ever love me. Now don't be sad. Don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Right? Is that the one? Anything for Love. I don't remember that one. Now sing it to me, Patty. Anything for Love. Oh, now I got to look that up. But yes, now I have to, I do remember 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's a good one. I can't remember. That's all I just remember, that part I just sang, but I'll have to listen to it. I'm going to have to put some Meatloaf on, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of ripe persimmon. So pretty. And we're going to do the same thing and drip some color on, leaving a couple of white spots too. And the center of my flowers, I'm going to paint yellow. Okay, so this pigment is pretty powerful. Right, it's going to go on. I'm going to put a lot of water on this because I want my first layer to go on pretty light. So I'm really watering it down. So more water, less pigment, and I will get a really washy color. But this is too wet to control. So I'm going to pick some of that up and then put a little bit more water on, just so I have a really light wash to start. Okay. Hi, Robin. How are you? But I won't do that. Oh my goodness, I forgot that one too. Keep bringing it on. Let's see if Vicky can karaoke the heck out of all those Meatloaf songs. I love it. Yes, but I loved that album. I loved that Bad Out of Hell album. Okay, love it. Make sure that you have some white in there. Let's dry that down. Do you see I'm trying to kind of avoid the leaf area too, so I can go in there. You're typing, Melanie. I can see it. Yeah, still in shock over Meatloaf. Was he sick or was it a sudden thing? I saw it online today, but I didn't really read any details into it. I wasn't really online, was really full on working on my next collection. So I was kind of out of the loop, but I did read that. I did see that. So why, some of you out there who are new and maybe have questions, so I'm going to just talk through this. The reason I'm just kind of putting the pigment down like this is I think it's a lot easier and faster than going in to deliberately paint, and it takes longer. And for this technique, I don't really need it, right? I heard an unofficial report that it was COVID. No. COVID, damn you. You took Meatloaf? Freaking, just telling you, it's enough. I can't even think about it. His whole family has it. His daughter posted. That's super sad. Louis Anderson. I don't know. Who is that? Who's Louis Anderson? I don't know who that is. I have a friend who's very sick right now too with COVID. Hi.
Ozarks is on now.
Well, I didn't watch the last season, so I'm going to tap this on now, friends. So you can go ahead and watch without me because I don't have a clue what's going on.
Well, no, we're going to watch the last season. You remember we watched it?
No, I didn't. I only watched maybe the last episode, Rich.
That's all you need to know.
So I'm going to also paint a little bit, just a little detail in here where I put my drips down, just to give it a little shadow effect. So I'll hold it up to the camera because I know some of you are like, I really wish I could see what she was doing. I'll show you. So I'm going to put a little bit of deliberate placement, just a little bit, where the petals, not leaves, petals kind of overlap. And I'm just going in with another layer just to have a little bit of a darker effect in here too, okay? I just need some happy. Is anybody else with me? Anybody else feel like you just need a little happy right now? I just need a little happy. Yeah, rough day, rough week. Tired of the snow just happened, but tired of winter, ready for spring, need some warm weather, need to see people, need to get out of my house. Just kind of what's been going on around here. So if you're feeling it, I'm with you, my friends. I'm feeling it too. Okay, let's try that. Well, I think COVID is the real problem because you wouldn't have the symptoms after it if you didn't have it, right? Oh, I think I know who that is now, Diane. I'll have to look it up though. Now that you say that, I think I know. So I'm drying this a little bit and then I'm going to pick some of that pigment up so it's not too bold. But yeah, I have a friend who is fighting for her life and on a ventilator, and she's not very old at all. And she picked it up when she went in the hospital to have some surgery. So, you know, it's serious business. And there's the whole thing with anybody with any underlying health conditions, right? It's a whole different ball of wax. Okay, I'm done with that and loving the effect. So right now it doesn't look like much, right? Because there's orange and all those colors all around it. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in the middle of the flowers and a little bit of green on the leaves. And then we're going to get the dark blue out and start painting around the shapes. Okay, oops. Okay, just take that down because I dripped something there. Okay, so let's put a little yellow in there. Oh, Jessica. Jessica's on here. Everyone, Jessica got married last week, and she is a long time VBoo crew member. So congratulations to my beautiful friend Jessica. She shared pictures with me, and she looked absolutely stunning. And what Jessica just posted is she got married a week ago, and her honeymoon was canceled because her hubby has COVID. So sending you so much love out there, my friend. And I'm sorry, and I hope he feels better soon. See, you never know what people are going through and what's going on, man. So just send out as much love and positive vibes into the world, because I think the world really needs it right now. You know, I think a lot of us are just freaking tired. That's what I feel like. I'm just tired. So love you so much, my friend. And I hope he's feeling better soon and that you can reschedule that and get out there and celebrate your nuptials, right? No fun at all. Yeah, Jessica, I met on a cruise. See, we were talking about cruising earlier, and we actually met on a cruise, had the best time ever. My friend Jessica loves flamingos and always remembers my love for rainbow. And she sent me the best gift. It was a cheese plate that was actually a paint palette, a rainbow paint palette. Absolutely awesome. Wonderful human being. And that is sad news. So I hope he's feeling better soon, my friend. Okay, so some yellow in the flowers. Now let's go in. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in the leaves. And then when I go over it with the green, I can have a little bit of a yellowy green without having to put two different shades of green in there. Okay, so there. Okay, close up if you guys need it. I'm ready to party, man. I'm ready to leave my house and hug my friends. It will be the best. Oh, what green did I use, friends? Let's look. Oh, I didn't do leaves. That's why I have no green over here. Because I'm like, what is going on? Why is there no green? And it's because yesterday I didn't do leaves. I have some old paper. I'm going to use this. I'm going to shoot it right across the room. Oh, Vicky. Hot mess tonight. Hot mess express. But if you're new here, this is what you get when you hang out with Vicky. It's all pretty real. So look I am not painting them like a Picasso. I'm just getting some pigment down. I will dry that, leave a little bit of white too, and then I'll put a little layer on again. And then let's get into the next step. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better. We've had some family members that it has affected. Like when the first round went around, I didn't really know anybody. But now with this second, strain, we definitely have known more people who have had COVID than we did the first time around. It was not the case with the first round of COVID. I knew the odd person, and definitely on here more, right? Friends that are like all over the place, but not here locally. I didn't really know anybody. But now with the transformer version, definitely. So I'm just going in and putting a couple dots of darker color in here just to add a little bit of depth. I cannot say it's the same situation this time around. This one is, at least, doesn't seem as severe, but definitely much more prevalent, right? Okay, let's do the things. Hello, Leander. How are you? Your washi tape is in the mail. Poor Leander had to email me 12 times, but then I finally saw the email and got it out there. So you're still having some issues, Carissa? We'll send in you lots of love, my friend. So now you see we have these flowers that are very loosely painted. And now we're going to go in with the dark blue. You could go in with a black or a gray, anything that's darker that will cover up. Oh, I just took all my pigment off there. So I better dry that a bit and do it again. Because I took it away. Now I have Meatloaf songs in there. But I won't do that. No, I won't do that. Did you just call it the Transformer version of COVID? Yes. Omicron makes me feel like Optimus Prime. So all I can think of is the Transformers, right? Hi, Rhonda. How are you? And much more transmissible. Yep, definitely. Okay, so let's go in now with the blue. Washing my brush, getting it ready, cleaning up. And now I'm going to go in with Chip Sapphire. And we're going to paint all around the flowers, but not into, I won't paint the whole page, right? So see what's going to happen? And this is going to be multiple layers. I'm going to be putting multiple layers down. There's adhesive on here from the repositionable adhesive. So we're going to put layers down, see? Lots of layers of paint. And then I'm going to show you at the end what we're going to do. And then we're going to stamp in it. We're going to put some numbers on here. Just going to get fun. So what I find, if you're new here and you don't participate in the actual making of the art, I have to say that I hope I can change your mind. Because like I said, I came on here tonight a little heavy-hearted. Like it was a rough day, rough week. And this just changes my whole attitude. Just changes everything. This is like me time. I can sit down. This doesn't have to have any purpose other than just the pure enjoyment of making the art, right? So you can, if you're more, because I find North Americans for sure, a lot of us are more, everything that we do has to have a purpose. Like, right? It's like, oh, I've got all of my life. I have to scrapbook. I have to get it all done. It has to be chronological. It can only be double page layouts. And then, or I'm going to put it on cards. I need to make cards. I need to mail my cards. I need to do the things. And I find we make our hobbies jobs instead of just doing it for the pure pleasure of it. So the one thing I want to happen this year as we're playing along is that we start just doing it for the actual fun of doing it, right? for the fun of doing it. It does not have to have any purpose other than you're just enjoying yourself. And I really want to get you guys to join me in that. Just make art for the sake of making art. And that's why the art journaling side part of this is I love. Because really, you don't have to stick a photo on it. It doesn't even have to have words on it. Just do it because you enjoy it. So what I'm doing here now is I'm painting around the outer edge of these. And if you noticed what I did, I went in, I'll show you up in this area. I'm going to turn my page so it makes it a little easier to access it. And I'm going in on this part of my palette down here is very diluted. I'm taking my paintbrush, and instead of putting all that water on that becomes hard to control, I'm going to just wick some of it out on my paper towel. And then I'm going to start to deposit some of that wet tinted blue in little circular motion around the stamped images. Now I'm going to go right into the full inky area where it's total pigment, not add any more water. But now look, it's just going to wick into those wet areas. So we are just dropping some pigment in and letting it do its business. And then I'm going to take it, rinse all my water out or pigment out. And then I'm going to come in here and soften some of these edges again. So we will have this kind of dark area, wicked area magic happening. You don't want too much water though, because that's what happens when you get in there with too much water. You can't control it. So then if, like, I see a lot of water action going on here, I'll just take an edge of my paper towel and pick a little bit of it up so I can control it. Just by touching my paper towel down there, that will pick that ink up. Okay, so I'm going to go in, take some of the water out of clean water, and just push some of that pigment around. What I'm picking up here, I can also deposit over here. And then just starting to play with this area, pick up some more pigment, put it in there. Some of these areas are dry, so I need to get in there, take some of the water out and soften that so I don't have that hard edge. Okay. And just start playing. Less is more. You can always go back and add as it dries, right? I love this color, Chipped Sapphire. It's a beautiful bluey, purpley blue. So I'm going to go into this area again. There's lots of water this time. I might pick some of that up because I know it's going to be really hard to control because your pigment is just going to want to flow to the outer edges. And then what will happen is then it's a mess and it's harder to control. So I'm just tapping my paper towel in there. I picked up some of the excess water, and then let's float some pigment on wet. This technique is called wet on wet. And I'm floating the pigment into those wet areas. If you paint wet on dry, you will get a lot of hard lines, right? Touch of water, soften that up, let it billow and flow around. And we're going to come back and we're going to add another layer on top of this. Touch of my water. And drop some pigment down in there to float around. Okay. And we can come back and build more, but you don't want it to be too wet. So you can see where all the dark went right to the edges. And we're going to put another layer on there so we can soften it up. But I really want kind of that pillowy effect all over. Take some of my water out. Any questions? Love this. Working on a variation of your scrapbook page from my December documented. I love it. Feeling guilty, not able to make this at the moment. Hubby's asleep and I'm crocheting. You don't have to feel guilty. We have tons of people. I bet you we have lots of people that join us every Friday night, and some of them might not do any form of mixed media art, paper crafting. They just like the company. And guess what? You can come here and just hang out just because you like to listen to me talk and make friends with the people that are here. You do not have to do any of this. So never any guilt. We're just happy to have you here. You will find that this is an amazing group that we have that joins us here every Friday night. And no guilt. I'm glad you're crocheting. I wish that I could learn how to do that. My grandma tried to teach me and I would start, but never really picked up any of those skills. She was so good. She did all of the things like they did back there. Darned the socks, did all of the things. Gertie, my grandma. But I never crocheted or knitted. I would like to learn how to quilt. I'd like to learn how to sew, make my own clothes, do all of the things, right? Maybe eventually. In my in my spare time, I will pick some of this stuff up. So just drop some pigment into those wet areas. Let it billow out and do its magic. And you will find the biggest thing with watercolor is learning to control the water. Water and pigment, just learning to control it. When you're working on foundations paper too, it's not the most forgiving, but you're going to find, I'm going to show you some different ways that we can fix any of the problems that you might be having. So see, now look at our flowers pop. Glad to be here. Love listening to you. Can't craft. Hurt my back and can only sit a few minutes at a time. Oh my goodness, Michelle. But we are so happy you're here, right? Hi, Bev. I'm a Vicky voyeur, but not in a weird way. I love it. Well, you know what? And my mother-in-law is sometimes here. My mom is always here. Sheila's out there. But talking to people, like they have a lot of people that you watch on YouTube or, you know, wherever that have lives and put their content out there. And you might not really, you might only be there because you just love the company. Sometimes it's not even what the message is. It just might be the delivery of the message, or you just enjoy what they're talking about. Like I'll watch people that cook and stuff or bake and make cakes, and I'm not making a cake. Like, look at, I love what chopped, but I'm not going and cooking like cow tongue or anything. You're here for the singing. I love it. And tonight was extra special, right? Because we were doing a tribute to Meatloaf. Hi, Deb. How are you? I'm drinking now my cold tea. As my friend Lil calls it, dirt water. I think dirty water. Crazy lady. I'm like, you're crazy. Tea is the best. So next time I go to visit her, I'm going to have to bring some of my good teas. And I'm going to have to get her to join the tea drinking crowd. How about you guys out there? Are you tea drinkers? Do you hate it? I know Natalie is a diehard coffee drinker. Do you drink tea at all, Nat? I know you drank your ginger tea that your mother made you when you were sick. But do you drink tea? Are you a tea drinker? I love it. Like, love it. Not all of them. These are all like herbal teas, like the one I'm drinking tonight. And my friend Karen, who I don't know if she's here tonight, from the Netherlands, I love Pickwick tea, which I think the first time I had it was in the Netherlands. And she sent me a box, a big box of Pickwick tea and a teapot. It was pretty freaking awesome. And I am drinking tonight the mango peach. And I like them because they don't really need any sugar or milk. I just drink it. Pickwick. Coffee and tea. You do your red tea drinker and Earl Grey and English breakfast. I love Earl Grey. You don't drink any hot liquids. I never used to either, Sylvia. And now I love my tea. Lemon tea or coffee. I love it. Peppermint herbal tea all the time. Yes, I love peppermint tea. I have some of that up there. And I love chai tea, and the spicier the chai, the better. So this is going to take a little bit, friends, to get the layers in here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is dry this, what we have down, the pigment I've deposited. I'm going to dry it. We're going to do another layer on top. Okay. So move it around if you need to. That's going to just stick there. So let's push some of that out. Okay. I'm going to dry it. I'm going to deposit some more. And I will flatten my paper out in the end. A good spicy chai. Oh, I love it so much. Mango peach sounds delicious. This Pickwick is, if you can find Pickwick tea, Deborah, it's delicious. And the other one I love is caramelized pear. I have a strawberry is delicious. I love them. Love them. You do not drink hot drinks either, but drink cold coffee. I drink cold coffee every day. I had a big cup today. And then I love tea. You're still trying to get all your water in. I hear you, Danielle. Guess what's behind me? A jug. Because on top of not eating at all today, I also did not drink anywhere near my water. So today's going to be a write-off. And I know the scale will tell me tomorrow. It will say to me when I get on it, oh my goodness, Vicki, you sucked. And I will say, yes, I know. That is true fact. So I'm just going in and depositing a little bit more. I have this dirty spot on the bottom of my page. I'm going to pretend that some pigment went there. The other thing I want to add as we're doing this are some drips, because I don't want it to just be this kind of random. And then when I put the drips down, I can make some bigger. And then I like the different layers of color as we're building, right? Hold your brush closer, up higher. It's probably getting all over me too. And now we're just going to build into our blue. And I want it to come out a little bit. So I'm going to paint some out here loosely. Do you notice I do kind of circles? Because I don't want just like a brush stroke. But I want somewhere to carry some of what I'm going to be doing with the stamping. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to deposit some more little kind of drops of color. Build up some of the depth in some of these areas. Okay, and as we dry a layer and put on top, what you do is you'll get all these different polka dots of kind of pigment going on. I want to dry that area and build down into it. And then I will show you, because no two will look the same either. You know what I mean? As you're doing this, they're all going to look different. Put some more dark in there. Sorry, now I'm concentrating. So if you guys have asked anything, I'll look in a second here. Okay, I'm going to dry that layer now. What kind of brushes are you using today? It is one of the ones that I sell on my website. It is called Crafter's Choice. It's a Royal and Lang nickel, and it is a number 10 round water brush. I use a number 10 and I use a number 8 pretty much for my watercolor. So I'm not baking it like a cookie. I'm just drying up some of the water, so just pigments left behind. Okay, so we've got this pretty kind of dotty watercolor. I'm going to go in with some clean water now, and I'm going to tap it on here just to build or put in some lighter areas in my Distress ink, because we know it is reactive and wicks. And what I'm going to do is lift that up with a paper towel. We'll let it sit and marinate on that pigment. And then we'll I reuse my paper towels, right? So let's grab one. Yeah, not super dear, not super cheap. That's why I carry them on my site. I'm like, I think, a perfect option for your watercolor brushes. So now let's go in, and we don't rub it off. We lift it off, because if you rub it off, you aren't going to get that effect. Okay. Let's see, got some like little polka dots in there. We're going to dry that, and then we're going to mask the whole thing and build a little bit of that blue for the next step. So like I said, if you are finding that, you know, lately you have felt a little blue, or you need something to fill your cup, this is why I'm saying grab a couple of the things. Get some inks, get a watercolor set, use some paintbrushes, and I feel like a lot of this stuff you could follow along. One of the months we're going to do drawing. I'm going to pick something that we're going to draw, and we're going to focus on it all month. Like maybe it'll be butterflies, maybe we'll draw some butterflies, but we will do like some really fun things. So we're going to go in now, and I have to cut my leaves out, right? Because I need to mask the leaves. So let me do that quick. And we're going to mask everything. And I'm going to go in now with some distress ink and put another layer on top. So at least the leaves are quick and easy to cut out. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're not aiming for perfection here. And then we're going to mask all of this again and use the ink blending tool. And I'm just going to deposit some color, and I will show you why. It's always method to the madness, right? And then we're also going to do 2 techniques on top of that when it's masked. So how we doing out there? Who's playing along tonight? I'm sure Irene is, because Irene said that she was looking forward to tonight and she was going to be making some stuff. So I love that. I will have an album this year. I will be printing photos every month and going to be putting them on my layouts. So by the end of the year, I will have a minimum of 12 layouts in that book, and maybe more, hopefully more. But yes, and I would like to have a altered kind of mixed media album, and then a whole whack of cards at the end of the year. Okay, one more. You are. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Jacqueline. You're doing it in your art journal. Amanda is too. Tracy is playing. Hello, Dorina. How are you? Jumped on and started doing the flowers and leaves. Oh, yay. You are slow. It's okay, Linda. It's not a race. It's not a race. Are you still here, my friend Patty? I hope Patty's still here. She might be doing other things, but I still like when she hangs out with us. And I know Patty is like my little butterfly. She flits in and flits out. Hi, Angie. Angie's playing and Sylvia's here. What is the color printer that you have? Which one? The little one, Sylvia? The PictureMate 400? It's an Epson. That is the one I predominantly use, right? For, oh, lots of you are playing along. Yes, that's the same Patty, Valerie, Patty Thompson. And Patty Keene is here too. I love it. But yes, Patty from Gina Livy, but I don't know. I'm trying to, but way behind. There's no such thing as way behind, right? Because we're just doing the things tonight, friends. You don't have to be at the same rate I'm going. I'm trucking through because the second one I've done, right? So I'm a little fast only because I did it already when I was practicing this week. So I am masking everything on here now. Everything that I painted and did that is not blue is going to be masked. So throw on your masks and we're going to build some of the depth in the blue. We're going to stamp on the blue. We're going to do the things. But what I love is I love doing it in a weird order, right? Like let's come back and revisit it because then there's no rules. We can just do the things. I didn't know Gina Patty and Crafting Patty was the same person. She is 100% the same person. Mom, if you're out there, text Patty and tell her we're talking about her. Where'd she go? Yes, it's the same person. And here's the funny thing. So when I started Gina, I didn't know my friend Patty was doing it. I just saw her there when she was chatting and I was like, Patty. And that was before a lot of you guys were doing it with me because I didn't tell anybody the first round. I checked it out first. And then when I loved it, I told you guys, like, you got to do this thing. It's the best thing. And now a lot of you, I think about 150 of my closest friends are doing it with me. Yep. Or as my husband calls her, Party Patty. Hey, Party Patty, what's happening? So she's Party Patty, she's Crafty Patty, and Patty Keen from Utah. So we have, and Utah Patty. I love it. Okay, put that down and one more, and then watch what's going to happen. So what I'm going to go in and why I ended up doing this is because I'm like, I love this, but I want some more depth closer to the masked area, right? You're loving Gina Livy? Me too. Hands up for Gina. How many of you here tonight are doing Gina with me? The Gina Livy program. I was going to do Gina, but then got COVID, so I'm waiting. Are you signed up already, Teresa, or did that happen so you didn't sign up? Because she will have another, the spring one, so you totally can do that one with us. I'll be there again because I've got lots of weight to lose. I had to chug my tea. Look at how many. Catherine is doing it. Marianne, Donna, second round. Kimberly, is Brenda? Are you doing it, Brenda? Newbie to the program. Yeah, Carol, I see you on there. Yep, I love it. I am, but have COVID, so I'm on sickness protocol. Definitely just take care of yourself, Leanne. It will still be there. Melanie is there. Oh my goodness. And if you guys aren't following already, I have a second Instagram account where I share my recipes. And I have to say, I've been cooking some really good stuff. And I'm trying to share the recipes with you. The recipes with you. So I'm going to go in again with the same color, chipped sapphire. And I'm going to load up my ink blending tool. And I am going to get right in to the edges and deepen up this color. So I'm going to go around, not everywhere, and make sure you don't get a circle of pigment on there, okay? And I'm just building closer in some of the depth because it really makes your images pop, okay? Not everywhere, soft, little soften out your circles. Make sure your mask stays in place. Popping some pigment on there. Okay. That's exciting though that a lot of you guys are doing it with me. I just think it's an excellent program. I feel good. And like I said, even though I ate pizza tonight because I didn't eat all day and I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to have a piece. I had one piece and went, yep, and I'm done with that. So see how that just, you're not going to see the aha for a second, but we're going to do two things here. You ready? So I deposited some pigment for two reasons, to deepen it up and to make those areas pop. And the other reason is because now I want to go in, take a wet paper towel and a stencil, and I'm going to lift some pigment off. So you need to pick a very simple pattern. I'm going to do the dots, okay? A very simple pattern that I'm going to lay on top, and close to my image, I'm going to lift some pigment. Okay, So you don't want to work the paper too hard. One of the things that is actually can work really well, let's get it. I will get one, is an ink blending tool. Actually, yes, I'm going to get another ink blending tool, a clean one, and I'm going to wet it. And we're going to lift some of the pigment, but you don't want to fray the paper. Okay, you do not want to fray the paper, so don't put too much friction down when it's wet. So I have a clean ink blending tool. I have no mister around. I don't know where I put mine. Oh, I found it. This is just water. Okay, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to lift some of that pigment now. So just make sure when you do that, you also take the pigment off your ink blending tool, or you're just going to redeposit it. Here, look it, I'm getting crazy now. Let's just put some water down through and lift it with the blending tool, but careful because you can end up fraying your paper. But I want this to be very subtle. I don't want this to be big white polka dots. I'm just spraying some water and lifting it with a paper towel. Okay, let's do that because some of it's going to bleed under. Let's see what we get. Did it work, Vicky? I don't know. Very soft, very subtle little polka dots. Watch. So we're going to dry this quick. I didn't get many on the other side, so I'm going to do one or two over here on the bottom. And the reason I'm drying it, because it will make them pop. Can you see how subtle and pretty that is? Very subtle, very pretty. Okay. I want some down here though, because I don't have any. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm picking this up, right, is I'm going to deposit a couple light blue dots on the outer edge with this tinted watercolor I'm picking up. I'm going to put a couple of them over on this side. So where we're picking up, we're going to redeposit some really light polka dots. Love it. Absolutely love it. And it almost looks purple, doesn't it? I hope it's translating. Okay. So now what we're going to do, and watch, because see, I started to fray the paper, but we'll rub it off and pretend that didn't happen. It's hard to really work this too much. Don't want to work it too much. Okay. So I'm not baking it like a cookie. Just doing a little bit. And now I'm going to get a stamp and I'm going to stamp in the same color. So what's nice with this big one is I can ink it, but don't ink the whole thing. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to ink it and then I'm going to wipe some areas off. So we can just go in here. My friend Libby's not here tonight, is she, from Hero Arts? This is a Hero Arts stamp. I definitely am going to rub the outer edges because I don't want that kind of just line of ink. Okay. And let's see what we get. I don't know how good I was at inking it, but we'll try it right here. Libby is not on tonight, is she? She had a rough week too, so I wish she was here tonight because we could cheer her up too. Love it. So I want it to come out a little bit more. So we need to ink this side. Ooh, just had a dizzy. I just inked the wrong side. Did you just notice that? Dum dum. Okay. And we're going to come down here. And I'm not going to press all over. I'm just press a little bit. And I'm going to press it again right down here. And maybe a little bit right over here. Oh, and a little bit here. Okay. One last thing. Tap with the water so we have some lighter areas where we just stamped, because it looks right now like a big block of stamping. So if I put some water on it, it can also look like old wallpaper that got wet, and the pattern will be kind of all over. Okay. Hello, Francine. How are you? Love the script. Me too. 100% love it. And love that. I'm going to also take water directly on here and break up some of those areas because it's a little too much. Over here, eat that away with some water. Pick it up. Pick it up. But I also kind of like the hint of that purpley blue. Let's break this corner up a little bit. Okay, you ready? Gonna dry it and the reveal. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. Remember I said that I put a little bit of, you want a really light, I'm going to put some selvage patina around the edges. I like that this just kind of, oops, not that one. It's oxide. Don't do oxide. And why, Vicky? Why not oxide? Why are you hating on the oxide, Vicky? I'm not. It's just more opaque. The regular distress is more translucent. So I just want to break it up because we have a lot of one color going on, right? So if I now paint and drip some of this beautiful selvage patina in here, we're just going to get, oh, I love it already. Wait till I show you. We can just float some selvage patina in here. It makes a new blue. And it also has this really pretty turquoisey loveliness. So we're just painting a little bit of selvage patina in here. Oh, it's so pretty. Not everywhere, okay? There's some here. Gonna put a little there and maybe up in this corner. But you don't want selvage patina everywhere. But the selvage patina with the chipped sapphire is kind of magical. I love it. And let's do some around here. Couple drips. Of the selvage patina. And then we will dry it. Oh, what's going on down in this corner? Soften that up a bit too. Okay. Hello, selvage patina. So, so pretty. Am I missing anything? Yes, it's all on foundations paper. Selvage patina looks good on everything. I would second that, Valerie. Now, you'll laugh. The other thing I'm going to drip on here, because I just want to carry our peachiness over, is a little bit of tattered rose. Just want a couple drips of it. Cleaning my brush. I just think having that little bit of the orangey pink carried out is not a bad idea. So let's dry that. And the reveal. And then you know what we can do with this? We could totally put it through our Mink, or if you have a laminator to flatten your page out, because we have not put anything dimensional or anything that would be affected by heat and pressure. Okay, you know I want just a hint of that pigment, so I'm picking up. I love it. You ready? Look how pretty that looks before I've even lifted anything off. And I hope it's showing up on the camera, right? The reveal. Here we go. So I'm going to flatten this out a little bit. So pretty. I love this color palette. Here we go. Okay. Let's start down here with the leaves. And this was repositionable adhesive, right? So I can just rub it off with my finger. And I will keep all of those because I might still come in here. Maybe I want to put a little gold on here, right? We could totally heat emboss some gold or use some gold glaze. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty, friends? And there's no reason we can't get in here. Just rubbing off all the adhesive on that double-sided. Very nice, right? Very nice. And you could, there's no reason that you couldn't go in here and stamp one of the other styles of flowers and pop them up on here if you wanted to and make this dimensional. We still have, have the dirtiest desk right now. So let's just take care of that a little bit. I have some fun things to share. You know what? Next Friday, I might share something fun that will just be more, unless you have what I'm going to share, just more of a, hey, watch. I have a new tool from We Are Memory Keepers that I would like to share with you guys because it is actually quite fun. So it might be just a little info sharing session. Love this though, right? Very fun. So we could go in here now because really ideally, let's pretend this is not this, like say, I wanted this to be 2 pages, let's say, right? So you could carry that across, right? Whatever you want to do, you could put some, but like I said, the whole purpose I want from what I'm doing here now this year with my lives is literally like, hey, let's just play with this and see what we get. I really, at the end of the day, don't care if it's something I'm going to even use for anything. I just like the process. Like for me, it totally feeds my soul and fills my cup just to do the things. I don't even care if I do anything with it. For me, the win was just in the making. So something that I think could be fun though, with that hint of the turquoisey color, let's try it. I'll do the tester. Because I'm going to throw a butterfly with some selvage patina, and maybe I'll do it in the oxides. Let's try it in the oxide. Okay, so let's mask a flower here. And let's see. I'm going to test it because I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let me be the guinea pig. And I am going to stamp a oxide ink. Oh, I love it. It's very, very subtle. So I stamped a butterfly, and I'm going to do another one here. Kind of up the page is the idea, right? Just like a little very light hint. You could totally go in and heat emboss some clear embossing ink when these are wet if you wanted to, but I just kind of like this idea of it being very light. And maybe one there. Okay. Vicky, why did you use Oxide and not just the regular? Because this is more opaque. So if I would go in with the regular Distress Selvage Patina, you wouldn't see them at all. But by going in with a little bit here, it's kind of fun. So I'm also going to take the end of my pencil, make sure it's clean. Because it was not. It's very dirty, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to put a couple polka dots with my butterflies. See, the pink is coming off. That is on my pencil. I will have to clean that ink pad off. Yeah, I'm making a mess. So I just did a couple polka dots up the side. Because I'm not going to put photos or anything on here, but I'm going to wipe that off a little bit though. Thank you, Sylvia. I love my sweater too. It was from Cider. There's a store online called Cider, and it kept popping into my feed. And I went, I'll take a chance. Let's order it. And I love it. Now, I ordered something from the US the other day, and it arrived today while I was out, and it got dinged with like $62 at the door. And I'm like, that's just a ripoff. I think I spent $100 and I ended up paying $62 at the door. I'm like, that's just not even right. That's a total ripoff. But see, fun. And if we wanted to, you could stamp some numbers like 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. But I like this. The thing that I may do, but it's hard, I was going to say, but you could totally glossy accent some of this. You could put some stickles on there if you wanted. But I'm kind of happy just with the way it is, right? I'm happy with that. But like I said, I could do a second page. If my words weren't going upside down, I could totally use those like that. The butterflies could fly across the page. You could put some kind of title on it. Like we have, look at Stay Curious from Fernwood, and it could go on here. And if I wanted to, I could still put some little photos on here if I wanted to. You could put some washi tape on here if you wanted to, right? Ooh, this would be fun. So we could, on the edge here, just put a little bit of washi. To finish it off on the bottom. Right? Could finish with a little washi. Like that. Whatever you want to do. This could go on here then. And that's a nice spot then for your title to sit. If you wanted to, you still could put some tiny little 2x2 photos on here, whatever you want to do. You know, you can make a claim to get some of the money returned if the cost of the package is less than $125. You're allowed to import free of charge. Really? I did not know that, Natalie. So why did they ding us at the door? And you know what they ding you with is the brokerage charge. I bet you the cost of that, the brokerage charge was probably $45. It's crazy. I'm going to flip the camera around. Here I come. Hi. So I love how that turned out, right? Tonight was just now another version. Can you see it a little better here? I love that. So let's chat for a minute, right? I heard it was up to 150 now. Wow. It is, right? You're a doll collector and one arrived from the States with $55 on it. Was it Canada Post or another company? I don't know. I wasn't here. Rich paid for it. And then went, hey, I just paid $67 at the door. And I'm like, that's crazy. It was 2 sweaters. So in essence, that's craziness. I normally will ship to my US address and then I have a freight forwarder. So I don't get dinged with all of that. I just pay literally the tax. And I'm okay with that. I'll pay the tax on it. It's just that $67 for a package for $150 or $125 value is crazy. So any questions? Next time, send it to a friend in the US. I have a US forwarding, but I don't have anything there to ship. And then I have to pay to get it brought in Canada, right? So I will figure it out. You can only get money back from Canada Post. Yeah, I don't know if it was Canada Post. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it was crazy. But the sweaters are really pretty and a pair of earrings. So it'll be worth it to put it on. I tried it on for Devin. It's a 2-tone. The sweater is cream and gray, but then the sleeves are animal print. Isn't that fun? Any questions? Do you want to chat about anything before I go? That was a lot of fun. Does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? You have to pay customs every time you order from scrapbook.com. Yeah, it happens, right? Whatever. If I really want it, I just pay the money. Just pay the money because I want the things. But that was a lot of fun. So now, friends, we are going to be doing Boca. Boca will be the next thing, but I want to share something with you I'm very excited about. Do you want to peek at what it is? So I have been playing around with this little machine that I got from We Are Memory Keeper, the printmaker. And I would like to share some of that stuff with you because, you know, sometimes you look at it and go, is it worth it? Will it be good? This thing is freaking cool. So guess what? Are you ready for it? And I have one to give away. I just got to figure out where we're going to give it away. So I have one to give away. Did you catch that? I have a printmaker to give away because they sent me 2 and I'm going to give one away. So we have to do something really fun with it. But you know, you see it and then you're like, is it good? Depending on what you craft, I've been playing around with it and I'm trying to get them, like I'm hoping eventually they'll put some Vicky Boutin designs on it because it's good. It is a good giveaway. It's probably one of my biggest giveaways because I don't know what it sells for here in Canada. But I did see it online and it's good. So I would like to play with it when I have a chance to play with it a little bit more and then do like just kind of, I can do it live with you guys so you can see and you can ask me a whole bunch of questions, right? You like my pops, my Funkos? And then I just bought shelves so that I can, I can put them up on stadium seating. This is Billy Idol. Isn't he awesome? With a rebel, yeah, she cried, mo, mo, mo. So yeah, for sure, we're going to do a giveaway. I'll figure that out. I've been playing with it, but literally just charged it, popped it out, ran a couple things across and went, oh my goodness, this is kind of freaking awesome, especially I think for card making, planning, art journal, just it's very fun. Billy's my favorite. That is what I had the silk flags and the posters, and I would kiss him goodnight on my closet door every night. I freaking love Billy Idol. So yeah, isn't that fun? So anyway, any questions, friends, before I head out for the night? This was good. Thank you, as always, for coming and joining me for a couple of hours every Friday night. You make my world just a little bit brighter. It's so awesome. But yes, please, if you haven't already, thumbs up the video, like. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. If you're watching on Facebook, please like and make sure that you have liked and followed the page. When this is done, if you have a minute, come back and leave a comment on the regular comment section as well. That's super helpful. So I love it. Billy Idol does a DJ set on Sirius First Wave each weekend. What? Where do I find this? Seriously, love him. Like, love him. I need to go to a Billy Idol concert. Yeah, intrigued with Boca. Boca's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm going to really work on that. We're going to do some fun things with it. So get ready for that one, right? But yay, thank you so much. He does, and Billy is awesome. Oh my goodness, how did I not know that? I don't think I'm signed up for Sirius anymore. And now I'm going to have to get it just so I can hang out with Billy. Duran Duran for me. I love Duran Duran too. Who was your favorite? Mine was Nick Rhodes, the redhead keyboard player. Nick Rhodes was my favorite Duran Duran. I love Duran Duran. I need to get them next. That's the next Funko set that I need is Duran Duran. I would love that. But yeah, I do. I love them too. Right? Billy and Boca. We should like play Billy Idol and flash for fantasy. It'd be so good. Yours was Simon Le Bon. John and now Roger. I was a little girl at the concert a couple years ago. Oh my goodness. I love it. Boca. It is. I think it's Bocca. No, there's an H in it. Bokeh. I think Boca. Bokeh. You met Duran Duran where I worked back on the day. Were they awesome? Leander, tell me they were. Because I know one of my friends, I don't know if Valerie watches here, but she met Jim Morrison from The Doors and he ate her sandwich. And I love when she tells me those stories. So, but yeah, I loved new wave music. Yeah, it was totally, I had short hair on one side and long on the other. And I can you hear me now? My phone died. So that's why the sound. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? It's not the sound battery. My phone must have died. So really good that we ended that. Because look, it died. But yeah, see, I turned it on the other camera. Glad I had turned the camera around. So sorry, yes. He was smelly and he ate her sandwich. So yeah, that's what happened. So anyway, I am going to say goodnight for tonight because now I think, I don't know, is there anything that you want to hear before I leave? And if you're watching after the fact, just know that these videos are longer, my lives, because the biggest part is the community aspect of crafting live. So I'm on here for usually 2 hours on a Friday night. So there is a lot of chatter that goes on because we meet. Like it is our meetup night. So it is a huge part of the lives when we're doing the live session is the actual community aspect of it. So what's nice if this isn't your jam and you just really want the technique part of it is watch after the fact. And then you can fast forward, you can put me on mute, you can just learn the things. But take away whatever you need from it, right? Take away whatever you need from it. The chatter is therapy. It is for me, right? Valerie, oh my goodness, we're supposed to be opening up at the end of the month. You need to make a plan to come see me. And what did I need you to get me from Target? I needed to tell you something that I need. They have coffee. Okay, my American friends, what is the Target brand? But they have a coffee there that is like some kind of caramel one. They're ground coffee, and you need to bring me a bag of coffee, or maybe I can come see you. Maybe I will. I'm terrified. like I am COVID traumatized. I'm afraid to go anywhere. So maybe I'll come see you. We'll have a sleepover. I just invited myself to Valerie's house for a sleepover so that we can sit and drink cocktails. And maybe I'll do a live from Valerie's house. That'd be fun. Market Pantry. I think so. Yeah. Oh, I'm so there, damn border. I've got you. Just tell me what you need. Yeah. There's a caramel macchiato or something. And I think no, it's not Market Pantry. I don't know. It's another brand. Is Ontario in lockdown right now? We sure are. We sure are. But it's supposed to open up at the end of the month, and the kids, right? I would love a sleepover. You can sleep in the room with the closet with your goodies in it. Yes, I love that. Look I invited myself over. So just wait, friends. I'm going to show up at everybody's house. And it's going to, when I take this on the road, when we get our caravan, and we're going to be like the take home crafter. That's my plan. And then I'm going to like show up, and I'll talk to your husbands or your kids and like plan it, and then just surprise you like Oprah, right? I'm just going to show up at your house and then help you organize your craft room or craft with you. That's going to happen one day. I don't have an entire closet at Valerie's house. My friend Greta dropped some stuff off because she couldn't get across the border for me. And it's there. It's my tea box, Valerie. You have my tea box. I'm so excited, right? You need to order a futon. Yep, a blow up mattress. Or maybe I'll just bring my caravan so I can just sleep in your driveway. I love it. So I'll teach you to crochet when you get here. I love it, Lauren and the yarn. Yes. And then someone teach me how to sew, because I really want to start making my own clothes. Can you imagine that? I really want to start making my own clothes. So that would be a lot of fun. You have a king size room for you with a gourmet chef. I love it, Leander. But let's go to Turks and Caicos, to that hotel that you stayed at, the White Hotel or whatever. I'd like to meet you there. Yes, Greta added to it too. Too funny. I have guest rooms, and oh, I love it. I'll be there. So thank you so much, my friends. This was good. You brightened my evening. I'm going to go hug my kids now, and I will tell you what the plans are for next Friday. Got lots of plans, but have you liked this? Have you loved the kind of leveling up the same technique every week, but putting it on a different creative base, cards, layouts, and art journaling, right? I really think I love this. I like the concept and the format, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well, right? And Julie used to sew her own clothes. I love that. Oh my goodness. Because then I could alter things when they come and just totally do my own stuff. I would love that. So I hope you like that. So Boca is going to be the next thing, and be ready for it. You will definitely need water soluble mediums. So even though we're going to use art crayons, we're still going to use some distress as well, just because I love the reverse aspect of it. So maybe even some oxides and probably some gesso. We will pick some stamps and some stencils to use with it as well. So it'll be fun, right? I just did layouts every week. I love it, but you leveled them up, and I'm totally okay with that, right? The only reason I'm trying to do it on different mediums, so we get more friends here that want to try all the things, because some people, just like you, only like it on layouts. Some people only like cards, or some people don't like cards or layouts and might be brand new here. And I just want to show that you can be artful in any way. So I love that. Boca, what is Boca Cabana? What is Boca Cabana? I don't know what that is. Totally buying distress this week now. I love them, Amanda. And if you said, which colors do I need? Start with your favorites until you have the entire set. You will never go wrong. I have been a Distress Ink Tim Holtz lover and user of his products and Distress Ink for probably 18 or 19 years. And all of my ink pads are the same ones. And all you need is a re-inker, and you just refresh the pads. And then half the time they don't, like, it takes a long time for them to dry out, right? Play on words for the song. Okay, I get it. I get it. What is Boca? You'll see it. Look it up. Bokeh. Boca. Bokeh. What it is a photography thing. You know, when someone takes a picture of a Christmas tree, but it's really hazy and all the lights look like they're overlapping in different levels of brightness? That's bokeh. So I first tried to achieve bokeh with photography and depth of field, and we're going to fake it on our crafty endeavors. That's what bokeh is. So we're going to do it, right? 2003. I bet you around that time as well, Irene, I started teaching, and I went and I Ranger U certified. So went and hung out with Tim and Wendy Vecchi, but she wasn't part of Ranger at that point. She was just there. And Diane Reevely, and she wasn't a part of Ranger yet either. She was there. Suze Weinberg taught, Claudine Helmuth, and Tim Holtz. And I went and I was Ranger certified back in the day when it was like invitation only, like you had to apply and then got invited. So that's early days, right? And then I started teaching with Ranger, was on Tim's design team when his first design team. So I love the man, I love his products, and I love Ranger ink. Like, I don't think there's anything from Ranger that I don't absolutely adore. So love that, but would also like to, for all you guys that support me and American Crafts products, would still like to use the art crayons and all the rest, right? So it'll be good. So we are going to take something that looks good and clear and make it blurry, bokeh. Yes, it's going to be layers of, we're going to add it, and then we're going to do some taking away. And we're going to try to do it with different tools, like with stamps. We can do it with stencils. It's going to be good. So just be ready for it. The term bokeh comes from the Japanese word, which means haze or blur. The word has come to be widely associated with the aesthetic quality of out of focus blur in a piece of art. Exactly, Bev. That's bokeh. So you just get ready, get ready. It's going to be fun. And then we're going to do bubbles. So remember this. So we just did stamp masking, bokeh, and then bubbles. We're going to do a whole 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks of bubble art, because somebody shared something with me I really liked. So we're going to do that as well. So we're going to do bokeh, and then the month after, so remind me, is going to be bubble art. And it's going to be really, really fun. So bubble art. It's going to be bokeh and then bubble art, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I learned a few things, and we're going to try bubble art with a bunch of different mediums, different things. So it's going to be messy. So get ready for that, right? It's going to be so good. So have a good weekend, friends. I will see you next Friday, and I will make sure I share some of the tools that I'm going to use, so you guys can gather your supplies. So yeah, did someone say bubbles? You know how much fun we have with the bubbles, Leander. So we're going to do a couple different usages, applications with the bubbles. So have a great weekend, friends. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. And I think that's it, right? I loved it. It was so much fun. So we'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to start our bokeh exploration. And I'm going to show you some of the printmaker as well from We Are Memory Keepers. So we'll see you later. Bye, friends. And thanks, Nat, for being my my Girl Friday on this as well. So have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you later.